So the nearest paved road to Centralia is 9 miles away. Centralia, Oklahoma, is definitely qualifies to be a ghost town. It was in the late 1800s when this town was started. There weren't really a lot of roads, and so this was centrally located between railroads that were 15 miles apart on each side. And so farmers could come here and do business and get what they needed, and then once roads started happening and a railroad didn't come through here, the need for this town became less, and a combination of fires that they couldn't put out because there was no water system out here, the Great Depression, and just advancements in technology really doomed Centralia. But it did have 750 to 800 people around 1915, and then slowly declined and became unincorporated, and now it's very few people, a bunch of old crumbling buildings. Whizbang, Oklahoma, officially called Denoya, because the post office didn't think Whizbang was a dignified name, was a petroleum boom town that had somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 people. It was also known for being one of the rowdiest towns. The name Whizbang is a strange name. It's not for certain where it came from. Some people thought it might be from the sound of the rigs, the petroleum rigs that make that kind of a noise. Some people thought that it was named after a popular cartoon at that time called Captain Billy's Whizbang. As the petroleum reserves were thinned out in this area, obviously the population started to decline, and now today there's a few building remains from way back in the day, but other than that, it's just a few farms and houses. Not much left in Whizbang. Skedee, Oklahoma was named after the Skedee Pawnee Indians. This was a late 1800s, early 1900s town, and they actually had a railroad here, and it became a fairly significant place in this area of Oklahoma, and it had a few hundred residents. And then in somewhere in the 1950s, a flood washed out the railroad tracks, and then they never rebuilt them. So Skedee started to decline in population, and then down to about 50. And then in the new census in 2020, it's actually up to 62, so it's gained 12. There's this statue behind me that signifies the relationship between the townspeople and the Native Americans here in Skedee, and then some old crumbling buildings. This bridge right behind me was not built, obviously, a long time ago, and so because this bridge wasn't here, it cut off Blackburn from more potential people to be able to come to the town, and so now it's probably a little bit too little, too late, but it's a beautiful spot right here on the river. I'm down here along the river, and right above me is the town of Blackburn, and it's down to about 70 people, and glory days are behind it, but still a beautiful place to visit.